What is frequency? Frequency is the number of times a value of data occurs in a sample. It's going to be the count. So if you're counting colored M&Ms, it's going to be the number of reds you count, the number of greens you count, etc. Relative frequency is that number expressed as a percentage out of the total number of outcomes. So it's really the ratio of the number of times the data value occurs, so the number of reds, divided by the total number of outcomes, or the total number of M&Ms. Relative frequency is always expressed as either a decimal, or often it's expressed as a percent. So we have a frequency table here on our right, and in the first column, we're always going to put our category, or oftentimes this is called the class. And then in this column, we would have those counts, those frequencies here. And so the cumulative frequency for each category or each class is the accumulation of the previous frequencies in the table. So a cumulative frequency would be another column here. And you would just add the frequencies as you go down the list, and that would be the cumulative frequency for each line. Let's go ahead and do an example. So let's create a frequency table for qualitative data to start us off with. So suppose when asked which type of ice cream students prefer, 10 chose vanilla, 7 preferred chocolate, 9 liked mint chip, and 3 enjoyed Rocky Road, and 3 enjoyed strawberry, and 2 chose Rocky Road. So if we create a frequency table for this information, we have in our first column here the flavor or category or class, okay? And so we've listed each of those words. These are, remember, qualitative data here. This is a quality, not a quantity. Now the frequency here is just a count. And so in the data presented to us, we have 10 vanilla, 7 chocolate chip, 9 mint chip, 3 strawberry, and 2 Rocky Road. The relative frequency is calculated by taking each of these frequencies and dividing by the total number of people in our sample. So if we add all these frequencies together, we get 31. That means we sampled 31 people. 10 out of 31, so 10 divided by 31, gives us this decimal value here, which is approximately 32%. The relative frequency for chocolate would be 7 divided by 31, which would give us this about 23%, etc. Notice that when you do add these percentages up, you might get a little bit more than 100% or a little bit less than 100%, and that's because of roundings with percentages. But obviously, the more decimals you carried, the closer this number would be to 100% or 0.1. Now here's the cumulative frequency. So before vanilla, there's nothing, so the cumulative frequency is 10, but 10 plus 7 is 17, 10 plus 7 plus 9 is 26, 10 plus 7 plus 9 plus 3 is 29, etc. And you can see once we get to the last one, we should have the total number in the sample. Now, caveat here to this statement, a cumulative frequency actually doesn't make any sense with qualitative data. If we did a cumulative frequency with quantitative data, these results would be meaningful.